It is Friday night in Phoenix. You're listening to the Absolute Geek podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Brian.
And as you can see, we have no Jose coming to you live from the seedy sex dungeon. As the Phoenix police found out his plan to once again streak at the Phoenix Waste Management Open. So ICE raided the sex dungeon today and have arrested him. So Jose has been taken into custody.
He's going to be MIA for the time
for at least a week. For at least a week.
You can see his mugshot on MaricopaMugshots.com.
There you go. But they
it was personal.
They foiled his streaking plans, and so they raided the sex dungeon earlier today.
Well, if he would have stopped boasting and bragging about it online, maybe he would have been able to do it.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
The only problem is he had shit there too. That doesn't bid well for him.
Mm-hmm. They're saying that there were sounds of squealing and not the lotion. That's expensive lotion. And he tried to call me to bail him out, and I said I don't have any money. I said,
"What about deal with pedophiles?"
Yeah, I said, "What about the $25 your mom gave you?" He said, "No, I've been saving that for a year. Ask Kyle." He owes me money for parking. He says he owes me money for parking.
Where's my $5? I want my $5.
So
you're gonna leave mud in my car.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, have you washed his car for that yet?
No, he never came over.
Oh God, that would have been hilarious to tape video that while you're doing that. He's like,
Kyle actually washing Jose's car.
Wash my car, and Kyle just comes out with his lawn hose and just starts spraying in his car. That's how you clean that carpet in that car.
Yeah, they're WeatherTech. You get them out and you fucking spray them off. No big deal.
Yeah. Not in Jose's world, man. You fucking destroyed his world.
Right, it came fucking crumbling down. He didn't know what to do.
So, I think the Plenty of Fish woman was actually a sting, and he got set up.
Fucking cops, man.
Yeah.
Good thing he said he didn't have a car, right?
I know, right? They didn't know what car to look for because he said he didn't have one.
I know Snoop Dogg is playing it tonight at the Waste Management Open.
Yeah, at the Bird's Nest.
He should have streaked through that.
Right? Just take off running through there. Screw it.
Jump up there and give Snoop Dogg a big old naked hug.
There you go.
That's what he should do.
I don't think Snoop Dogg's going to be able to make it tonight with the Rick Simpson oil I gave him.
Oh, yeah? You hooked him up, huh?
Yeah. So, if it's the same Rick Simpson oil that the pup's on, he ain't doing no concert tonight.
Tid says maybe it was a setup like Red State. Maybe.
You guys ever hear that famous story about the setup they did for that? I think it was some high school in Florida where they sent in this young hot cop as like a 16-year-old high school student, and she started going to school there. And the whole thing was to catch, drug dealers and drug people from selling drugs. So she conned this young, freshman nerd into copping a bag of weed for her. And then
isn't that the plot of 21 Jump Street?
It's close, but this
the plot's never been kissed.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
She sets him up to get the bag of weed. He's never touched marijuana in his life, and he's just doing it because he's got this hot chick going, "Hey, can you get me any weed?" And then she pops him, and he goes to fucking prison and gets a huge sentence for selling a bag of weed to an undercover cop.
For some reason, I expect you to say he pops him and just gets a huge boner. I was like,
well, that happened too. I mean,
popped out of the sweatpants.
Yeah, that's how they got him to buy the weed in the first place.
There you go.
Lure him in.
So, anyways,
all right,
Jose-like.
That's very Jose-like. So, how's your roommate dealing with his internet fame?
He's much more famous than that. I mean, shit. If I told you guys the real videos that are out there, you guys would be blown away. So, you ever heard about the people that sell farts in a jar on eBay?
Yeah.
And that's the guy that came up with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but now he's making all his money selling farts in bags, and he ties up the bags, and it's a big deal in Japan. So,
Jankum John.
Yep. So,
Good old
if you look up farts in a jar on eBay Japan, you'll see how much money he's making.
Farts in a jar.
I remember one time I found a ghost in a jar on eBay. They said they were in the woods and they came up to this.
I remember that. I remember not hearing that story.
Yeah, and they got it in the woods and it was a ghost in a jar. I wanted to bid on it, open it up, and see what would happen, but
it was probably really just a fart, and that was their trick to make you open it up and see how it is. Have you ever like when you're a kid? Did you ever like buttercup somebody? Like that and throw it in their face.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Have you ever heard of that? I swear to God, this is one of the best stories.
I've never heard it called buttercupped.
You cup your fart and you throw it at them.
Yeah. And then if you're really good at it, you like blow it like a kiss. I've seen one of my best friend's mom do that to all of his friends for like 4 years in high school. Like his mom was walking up to people and buttercupping them people, and it was the fucking most disturbing thing I'd ever seen in my life at that point. Like you don't expect like one of your best friend's mom to be chilling on the couch and walk over to you and, hey, how's it going?
That's like one step. That's like one step below her just being like, how's it going, Brian? And oops, my boob fall out.
Yeah. Like fuck. Once somebody's farting and a chick's farting around you, it's fucking game over.
Good God, what does this show become?
Fucking buttercupping and Jose's sex dungeons.
Yeah, Jose not being here to be the creepy comic relief has reverted us to buttercupping.
And my roommate's taking over that role, so creepy comic relief.
He's gonna walk by and
buttercup him.
Yeah. Fuck. I don't think I'd be able to come on the show anymore out of fucking embarrassment. Holy shit.
You just see Brian just sitting there, pale face, and all of a sudden he's just like, and like throws up.
Oh fuck, man.
Passes out.
Exorcist style.
I see how it is though. Like on the flip side, it's all class. And then on us, that's when the roommate shows up.
Well, the best part is even the flip side guys are like, that was genius. That was genius. They go, yeah, you can thank Matt for that. He was quick on the draw. And Jose, especially. What's your roommate? What did your roommate just do?
Dude, I wouldn't have caught it if Jose wouldn't have said anything. Because as Jose said it is when I looked up and then I saw him fucking pulling his hand to his face.
Doing the sniff test.
Yeah. You gotta see how fucking.
I see he's nowhere to be found tonight, though.
He's probably fucking. Dude, that dude works fucking at the VA or around the VA area, and he's fucking goes through a lot of shit down there. So.
Oh snap! We have a legend in chat tonight.
Oh shit!
We have a podcast legend in here tonight. Kyle's mom's in the chat.
Yeah, my mom tuned in.
That's
great. See her special boy. Just the time to hear your special boy talk about buttercupping.
Yeah.
It looks like and
forgetting funerals.
It looks like going to the wrong funeral is typing for her because he just.
Hi, Kyle's mom.
What's up? I was gonna. Oh, so before we get into the Bill Maher stuff, kind of what we were talking about last week with that Hellier documentary.
Yeah,
that documentary's trash.
What?
Yeah, it's trash.
Dude, the first episode was awesome, bro.
The first episode is really good, and then it fucking goes downhill.
Yeah, I watched it. I haven't
finished it yet.
Yeah,
like I watched the entire thing in one night, and I'm like waiting. I'm just waiting because like they make you feel like the payoff is going to be you see that whatever the fuck it is they're looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and the way it ends is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen, and I'm just like done.
Spoiler alert!
Like you did. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Well, if it's that dumb, yeah, fucking. Yeah.
Essentially, what it is like they all start to give up, and it turns out like they try to trace the dude who sends the email's IP address, and the guy was never from Hellier. The email never came from Hellier. They couldn't triangulate where it came from because it bounced off like California and then Canada and all these different places.
That's so they creepy weird.
They end up going to like this stupid fucking like abandoned train tunnel.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and they have like this like seance type thing in this train tunnel where they're trying to talk to the ghosts through like radio waves, and they're like, so they put like the blindfold on the dude. Yes, they do. I swear to God. They put the blindfold on a dude and then earmuffs, and he's got like this little shorthand radio.
Oh yeah, EVP.
Yeah, and he's just like red pumpkin. And he's just like spouting off all this stupid shit. And like then he's like ghosts. He's like ghosts from other times and other hauntings just started entering my body and just coming out of nowhere. I'm like, this is literally the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's like a hardcore left.
And then they're like, and then all of a sudden, an eerie calm came over everything, and it was like, we got our answer. We got our answer without ever seeing what was needed, but it just felt like we got our answer, so we left. What? Like you talk to all these other spirits, and then you're like, we got our answer,
and then the credits come up.
Well, yeah, I guess there was a reason it was free.
And they're like, oh, it's still an ongoing case. We're still looking into it. And I'm like, dude, like you're not sucking me back into this.
Once is enough.
Yeah, like
maybe
the first episode is really good. It's like
it is
suspenseful, and it like leads you to believe like you're gonna see whatever the hell this thing is. And like you know how in the first episode they go to like the guy's house, like they're like, oh, we found his house. Like 2 episodes later, they try to go back there with like the research team.
They can't find him. I saw that.
They can't find the house.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell do you not know where you were before? You know? How do you not be like, oh, that's his address. Let's save that for later and put it in your GPS and you find out where you need to be.
There's a couple plot holes.
There's a lot of plot holes. And at some point, I'm just like, I wonder if like one of these guys is going to kill this dude. Like, I'm just like, I wonder if something's going to like left turn like that. I was hoping for a hard left turn, but
the dude at my work really sugarcoated the ending because he was like, yeah, I watched it all. And I was like, how was it? He was like, you just might have to watch it. You know, it just depends on your interpretation of the show.
Yeah, it takes the hard.
So I was like, that bad, huh? He's like, I don't know. You're going to have to watch it for like, he's really.
Like, well, here's where it gets stupid. The main guy's like, not one of the main guys, but we're like the videographer dude, the dude with the beard. He's like, I had a dream last night. And I saw a tin can. And as they're like walking to the railroad tracks, there's a tin can laying there. He's like, that's the tin can for my dream. And then he's like, these aliens can manifest into whatever we want them to be. So they could take the shape of a tin can. I'm not saying that was an alien tin can, but it was a tin can but it's the tin can from my dream. And I'm like, dude, come on right now. And it looked like a fucking pudding cup. It didn't even look like a tin can. It looked like a pudding cup. So it's like sitting there poking it, and he's like, "Yep, it's a tin can." I was like, "Bro, that sounds like a pudding cup to me." And his girlfriend's like, "No, it's a tin can." I was like, "It doesn't sound like any tin can I've ever been around, but okay." Usually when you hit a tin can with something that goes ting ting ting, not dun dun dun, or it sounds like crunchy plastic.
Plastic.
Yeah,
that's a bummer.
So it takes a hard left turn.
Maybe I'll just leave the episodes that I've watched because the first few episodes are really good.
Yeah, especially the first one. The first one's amazing.
I think they have like, I think it's a lot of it is staged because like a lot of times when you're like, this is really dumb, I'm going to turn this off. That's when they're like, and then we got this new piece of information and you're like right back in it. You're like, oh shit, here we go. What do we got? And then it turns out to be nothing. I was more intrigued by like the dude that was in the cave with him than I was any other part of the documentary.
Micah Hanks.
Yeah. I was more intrigued by that guy.
That dude's got a really good. He's got 2 really good paranormal podcasts. He's got one. I don't know. Anyways, they're 2 really good paranormal podcasts. I can't remember what they're called exactly.
They're so good you can't remember them.
Yeah, Micah Hanks is his name.
Yeah,
and that's what they're like. After that, they go back and call this specialist, and they're like, "What does it all mean?" And the dude's like, "It means that the spirits are telling you that they don't want to manifest themselves, but they're acknowledging their existence. So you're getting what you wanted. So if you feel it calm, just leave it alone." I was like, "This is the way."
So it went from goblins and alien type of light to ghosts by the end of it.
Yeah, pretty much. To specters and spirits and.
I mean, they are paranormal hunters. I mean, that is their gig.
Yeah, but like you're telling a story about goblins, and all of a sudden it went to like this weird like manifestation of things, and she's like in the cave, and like you'll hear a rustle, and she's like, "Hello, is anyone there?" and like nothing responds. And they're like, "Oh, did you hear that?" Like the typical like ghost hunter shit. and then it's like,
shit.
and then it's like somebody like totally went over it in VA, and they're like, "Go away!" Like complete like voice change, and it's like, come on, dude, you know that wasn't there to begin with. But I just thought that was interesting. Like you guys had me hooked, so I went and checked it out after the show last weekend, and I was like, man, this is kind of a letdown.
That's a bummer.
That is a bummer because it started out so awesome. I mean, I guess that's just what do you expect?
I mean, yeah.
Now I really want to get them on the show. Now I really want to reach out to them now and have them come talk about it.
I would say watch the first like 3 episodes and then let yourself form your own opinion of what happened, because the fucking after that it just tanks.
The first 3 episodes are good, but well, oh well.
They try to call this old dude who's lived in Hellier all his life to get like stories, and the guy's like, "Oh, not much goes on around here," and then he's like, "Oh well, I was abducted once," and then this guy's like they're sitting there doing this seance thing, and then the guy's like starting to like explain an abduction scenario, and his wife's like, get out of there, and I'm like, how is him having an abduction scenario in his mind hurting him where he's at right now? He's literally just sitting here in front of all of you guys. But
yeah. Stupid.
I don't know, I believe, but shit like that, it makes me very skeptical. Like that makes me just think you're trying to sell a product now.
Yeah,
but they're obviously doing a good job, because not only on YouTube, it's now on Amazon Prime Video. So
no shit.
Yep, it's got a whole little documentary on there now.
They got a second season coming.
Not that I know of, but it's an ongoing thing, so they might.
Maybe they'll just keep updating it. Maybe we'll get a good one here soon.
Maybe. Well, they just recently updated episode 5. It was like 16 days ago they added the last episode.
Yeah. They do, like, as far as when I first heard the podcast, them talking about it, they said they were releasing a new one every Friday, but I don't know, maybe they're actually going to do seasons.
I was just like, man, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, that sucks. It's not what I was expecting either.
Yeah,
not that you oversold, because the first episode was really good, but like you start watching and you really get into it, and then you're like, man, this just took such a hard left turn.
Yeah. So
would you like I'll give my CBCS update before we
get
rolling? More anger.
It's more. Yeah. So the update is there is no update. But when I was talking to the facilitator that sent my books away on December 18th, remember I was telling you guys, I sent them a message. She said, there's 250 books like ahead of yours or something like that. So I said, so I won't see my books till February, right? Oh, no, sir. First week of January. Well, here we are, the first week of February. And nothing. Not even an update. Not even a, hey, I didn't even hear anything. Hey, I didn't even bother asking. But so anybody who's into it, that's where it's at. It's now February, and they swore to me it was going to be the first week of January.
It's going to be interesting to see if we can go another month.
Yeah, I just want to hit the 12-month mark. I mean, let's just go balls to the wall. Let's just make it an even year,
Oh fuck!
Why have it on an odd month of 9 months? Let's make it 12.
I tell you what, all CBC or CGC has to do to fucking gain 100% market share, and then that fucking line of work is to
offer signature authentication.
Fucking game over for all the other companies. So,
but that's all. Everybody on the edge of their seats wondering when I'm gonna get my books back. There is no update.
This might totally take Kyle back to the beginning of this and cause him not to want to use sign or get books graded anymore. Because if I remember correctly, there was a couple text messages in there saying, I'm fucking never getting a book graded. This is so ridiculous. This is pissing me off.
Yeah, that's I same thing. Next time I say I want to get this book signed and graded, I want anybody just to go CBCS 9 months. And I'm just gonna go fuck it.
You should just go to FanFest with like a sign that just says, "Hey, CBC, 9 months," and just stand in front of the CBC booth, warning people.
I'll wear a shirt too.
Is it CBC? Yeah, CGCS.
CBCS.
Yeah, CBCS. That's it.
Yeah.
Fuck. They're that bad. I don't even remember their name.
I'll just sit with a shirt that says, "It took them over 9 months to get my books back," and I'll just stand there. I won't even say anything. I'll just stand there right next to their, like, just at an angle so they can see me in like their peripheral vision here, and then everybody looks at me first, and then the table, and then they keep walking.
You should be like holding a fake baby that says, "I had this baby in the amount of time it took
to get my books." But that's it's very. I'm so pissed that I just have to laugh about it.
Yeah, everybody else is laughing too at the whole fucking.
Oh, I'm laughing at you like every day.
Like I almost like I sent you guys the screenshot and like circled where he said no sir. I was nice and I decided not to.
Every day I'm laughing at you.
Fuck.
Fucking stupid motherfuckers. All right, let's move on. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
All right, well let's talk about the I guess the elephant in the room.
There's no elephant in the room.
Well, let's talk about fucking Bill Maher's comments last Friday, as far as how all of us adult comic book readers are nothing but unsophisticated trash.
Do you have the actual quote that you can read?
I'm looking for it.
It's fucking bad. When you read the whole thing,
he shits all over us. That's like he shits all over everything the comic book medium stands for, and people like have really come to, I don't know, they've come to not his defense, but to speak out against him. Like I can find the video of it, but I can't find the like his actual transcript.
I think there's a couple comic sites that probably put it out.
I just think he's just doing it just for the solid fact that he's getting this kind of reaction out of it. I think it's the only reason. I don't think he believes it. I don't even think it's an opinion. I think it's something that's written for him. And I just think the first time he said something about Stan Lee, he got that reaction. So I think it started to die down. And what he did was he came back and he came up with just something else to say. And it did exactly what he wanted. It riled everybody back up.
Yeah.
I don't think he truly even thinks it, believes it, or even cares about it. I think he just did it. I think it's just like he just did it to say it, just to hear himself talk and do it. And he got ratings, he got reactions. Like, there's we're talking about it. Every media outlet's talking about it. Twitter's talking about it. It was everywhere. And I think that's what he wanted.
Yeah. He probably put out a bunch of little edited clips of it, on YouTube or something to just make it worse, or Instagram. I'm sure there's some little clips on Instagram of him actually saying it.
But I mean, I just think it's just that's all it is it's just bullshit. He's just doing it to fuck around, just not fuck around, but just it's a reason for people to watch. It's a reason for people to Google him. And that's all it is. It's just a numbers thing. He doesn't like.
So here it is. So sorry, Kyle. I mean, go finish what you were saying, Kyle.
No, I'll go for it. I'm good.
So it says,
I'm just gonna repeat myself anyway.
So it says, tonight's editorial is about Stan Lee, who, if you missed it, died in November. A few days later, I posted a blog that in no way was an attack on Mr. Lee, but took the occasion of his death to express my dismay at people who think comic books are literature and superhero movies are great cinema, and who in general are stuck in the everlasting childhood. Bragging that you're all about the Marvel Universe is boasting your mother still pins your mittens to your sleeves. You can, if you want, like the exact same things you liked when you were 10, but if you do, you need to grow up. That was the point of my blog. I'm not glad Stan Lee is dead. I'm saying you're alive. I'm saying I'm sad you're alive. Director Kevin Smith accused me of taking a shot when no shots were fucking necessary. Except again, my shot wasn't at Stan Lee. It was at you. You know, grown men who still dress like children. Mother said and has Mar showed a picture of Kevin Smith wearing a brand new hockey jersey. Can you stop pretending that the writing in comic books is so good? Oh, please. Every superhero moves in the same thing. A person who doesn't have a power gets them, has to find out how they work, and has to find a glowy thing. I'm sorry, but if you're an adult playing with superhero dolls, I'm sorry, I mean collectible action figures. Why not go all the way and drive to work in a big wheel? But that, like, he went on bigger to say that, like, saying that if you say you've learned social issues from comic books, that you've got a problem. He's like, that's great if you're a kid, but now you're an adult. You need to be reading like all these other like big time authors, and pretty much just saying that comic books are for kids, and if you read or partaking comic books, it's you're a man child essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kyle's hit it on the head that he's just doing it, and we all know that Bill Maher's a douchebag.
He takes shots at it too. It says that, you know, the millennials have taken to coin to the term adulting, and that like they're posting on social media with pictures of them doing work and hashtag adulting is so hard.
You know what? I feel like it's funny because Bill Maher has become like the same thing that people used to couldn't stand. You know, like this old man saying that, you know, we have to be more like adults, this and that, and that's the type of thing that he was probably complaining about 10 years ago. You know, people saying it to him. So he's become that old man. He's a complete shock jock anyways. That's the only reason he does it. I think me and Kyle were talking about it. It's like, yeah, that's kind of exactly what Howard Stern does, but Howard Stern at least he does it in a – Howard Stern just seems like more high class. It's funny to say Howard Stern is high class or how highbrow, but he's so much more intelligent than somebody like Bill Maher. And Bill Maher is just a complete fucking shock jock.
Well, there's a woman came out on Twitter, and she pretty much took him to task. And I mean, it's really interesting, the stuff she had to say. She says, last night, Bill Maher went on a rant about comic books and those who love them. In a generation, it rhymes with Seminole that uses words like adulting and doesn't want to give up things that they loved when they were kids or grow up. She goes on to say, well, my name is so-and-so, and I've got something to say. First of all, Mr. Bill Maher, I'm not sure how smugly smoking pot and screwing people way too young for you is any more mature than reading comic books, but okay, buddy. Secondly, I'm not even going to get into the literal merit of comic books. Some are great. Some have great art. Some are ridiculously trash, kind of like every other genre and medium out there. It's not worth discussing it, and it's obvious on the fact that all adding pictures does is subtract value. I want to say this. Do you know why millennials refuse to grow up? Because we finally figured out that the whole idea is bullshit, designed to suppress human joy enough to keep them grinding for an uncaring company for 50 years and unhappy marriage until the death is a mercy. The reason my generation still plays in ball pits and reads comic books and plays dress up is that contemporary society has made most of the good parts of adulting life fictionally unreachable. Home, family, travel, even theater is $500 a ticket. All that's left is crushing despair. And the vacuum left by the loss of reachable life goals, we 80s kids kind of figured, fuck it. Why the hell should we give up what was good and joyful and rich in art and accoutrements of childhood in exchange for yawning gray void? How was that even considered a fair deal? What Maher and his peers cannot understand is that even their generation returned to the beautiful well of childhood to share in with their own children. The problem is many in my generation cannot afford to have kids or must wait until very late. You're not superior because you collect items from the Sharper Image catalogs rather than Comic-Con. You just allow what others think of you to dictate and narrow a range of joy you're allowed to express, unless you really love $5,000 massage chairs, I guess. Adulthood has always been a trick played on the whole of humanity, convincing us to give up magic and beauty and fun for their own sake in exchange for our labor and loyalty to whatever boss is going around. Only recently has society become decentralized enough to re-examine the term. When complaining that millennials refuse to grow up, it might behoove the media to stop referring to 35-year-olds as though they were helpless children who don't know what's going on, what's good for them. Companies will give us nothing but a company store. Governments sell out to each other and burn the planet. Markets offer no safety. There's almost nothing left of our parents' world. So read a fucking comic book if you want to. Life is heartbreaking and brief. Maybe, just maybe, consider the idea that millennials got this one right. It's not always a bad deal. The only benefit the master. You get one life on this rock. Why in the hell would you give up something you love just because you got old enough to really appreciate it? Give us back the social contact. Make the hallmarks of adulthood remotely reachable for us, and maybe we'll consider putting down the comics. Probably not, but we'll have a house to read them in. So, like, she pretty much just goes off on them, and I agree with pretty much everything she said. Like, just because you're an adult doesn't make comics for kids. Comics are for everyone. Like, I don't understand why there's this stigma of just because you're an adult that you can't read a comic book.
Why does there have to be a certain life for adults that, you know what I mean? Like, I think the millennials got it 100% right. They care more about experiences, being around people, having fun, than they do about fucking working their life away and going into debt and
working stupid.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's a fucking douchebag.
I mean, it's the same thing we complain about all the time, though. It's like you get one short life, and why do you want to do something that's going to be fucking miserable all the time? You know,
if you like it, just do it.
Who cares if you read a comic book? You know,
yeah. It's pretty sad. It's a power trip thing, also.
Well, it's like what that one comic book writer artist, he went on and he pretty much compared. I mean, like, when you go to a baseball game, what do? You dress up in your favorite player's outfit and his jersey. You go there,
right? You
scream, you cheer, you act like a kid. You're watching a kid's game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Bill Maher own part of the Mets?
He does.
So so he's contributing to something that kids play. What's the difference? You do it the same way. It's something that you enjoy to do, so you get to go do it. What's the difference between watching a baseball game and reading a comic book?
Not much.
I just don't like the fact that he's like grouping everybody under this one umbrella. Like, just because they're all millennials, not all millennials read comic books. Not all people who are like, oh, I'm adulting, read comic books. You know, just because I read a comic book hasn't changed the way I've had to adult in my life. You know, I still go to work every day like everyone else. I still work a soul crushing job like everyone else.
Yeah, waste away your life.
Adulting.
Yeah.
But I just think he just did it because it just got a reaction. Yeah. He's just on a bigger platform to do it.
You know, he's never taken hits before. I mean, he does the same. He's done a lot of the same shit. You know, he's kind of been labeled a culture vulture by a lot, and the problem is that he's going to keep doing shit like this. It's not going to matter. I mean, it's just going to get more viewers.
The thing is just like, it's just that I don't know. He's got the same fan base as like an Alex Jones. Like, his fan base is like super loyal to him, and most of them take what he says as like gospel. So that's what the big issue with everyone is that you're gonna have people like causing a scene now because he brought attention to this, you know.
Yep.
But I just care because I felt like when I was watching it, because I find his program funny sometimes, you know. I'll watch it when it's on.
Rarely.
And just like when he starts going off on that, I'm like, wait a minute. And then we basically called us
Hey, he's talking about me. That motherfucker.
Yeah. Basically, when he's like, grown ass men who read comic books are uncultured swine. I was like, hey, dickhead, that's not fair.
It's funny when you make fun of other people, but not me.
Yeah. I've read V for Vendetta and Watchmen. Fuck you. You know, I've read Neil Gaiman. You know, fuck you.
He's a fucking douchebag. He's a big douchebag.
Fuck that guy.
There's a lot of people that really don't have much respect for him in his own industry. So,
really, I thought he was well respected.
He's well respected by the left. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to get political, but he's the one of the darlings of the left. So they're pretty rabid fan base
because of his slick back hair.
Yeah, when they like somebody, they go pretty crazy
because of his slicked back hair.
But other than that, I don't think there's many people out there that really care for him. He's kind of a failed comedian that had to become political to
stay relevant.
Stay relevant, yeah. To me, he's a male version of Kathy. What's her name?
Griffin.
Kathy Griffin. Yeah, he's a male version of Kathy Griffin.
You can hear my son.
Yeah, he's going crazy.
He's not playing Fortnite though, because he doesn't play Xbox anymore because he has a gaming computer.
He can play Fortnite on PC.
Oh, maybe he's playing it then.
Did he sell it? He sold his Xbox?
No, I wouldn't let him. He wanted to, but I wouldn't let him.
Oh, why? Give that to me.
Told me he invested a lot of time and money into it. Just keep it and play it. Also, he said you can divide up your time. You can still stay loyal to your Xbox and your Xbox friends and games, and you can still play on your computer as well. Nope, I'm a computer guy. All right, fuck it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy. I don't want to call him an unsophisticated non-Xbox player.
Does he still play with controller on his PC?
No, he plays on the keyboard.
He plays on the keyboard? Okay, I was going to say, then he's an uncultured swine.
No, he's a cultured gamer.
If he says that he's leaving one, but still uses the control pad, he's an uncultured swine.
No, he went out and he bought a certain keyboard so that it was easier for him or something. He had to get one that went clickety clack.
That's what I got. Those are nice.
Clack, 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 clack.
All right, since everyone in the chat is screaming, who the fuck cares about Bill Maher? Who's going to play the next Batman?
I just heard today about this Ben Affleck thing. I didn't look into it, so he's officially donezo.
Dude, he's a drunk. He's in and out of rehab. There's no way he's going to be able to stay out of rehab long enough to play Batman again. They're trying to get this movie out, so of course they fucking are moving on from him.
Well,
and they want to go younger too. So, because what they said, the new Batman, they're looking at more of it's going to be more like a detective noir than it is going to be more of a Batman movie.
Good.
So
Year one. Matt Damon. Tim's in the chat. Matt Damon.
They should have
Michael Keaton come back.
No, well, they want to go young.
Oh,
I think they went like a pretty boy Batman.
I tell you what, that dude that plays the Nightwing in the Titans thing, they knocked it out of the park with his casting. He's fucking perfect for that role. But if you watch that Titans movie, the casting they did for Jason Todd, big fucking difference.
They should have Zac Efron play Batman.
Go younger. I wouldn't be a bad choice. I think you go younger and you go with a relatively unknown. Eyes. You go with an unknown actor.
I think an unknown's the way to go. Yeah, fuck yeah. I think that's the way to go.
Like who?
Or you sit there and you say, we're gonna go younger. This is a new Batman, and we're gonna cast someone new. And then when it shows up, it's fucking Batman Beyond. Michael Keaton's the first thing you see walk out of the back of the room, and it's Batman Beyond.
That'd be badass.
Well, didn't Bruce Wayne retire as Batman in 2019?
He did.
There you go. The beginning. But I mean, like, who up and coming younger star would you see as Batman though?
You got to go, like I said, unknown actor. Like put out a casting call.
But even like unknown, even when they go with an unknown actor, it's someone who's younger, who's still kind of up and coming, and you kind of know his name. Like they're still gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just gonna be like, it's gonna be somebody that's right on the fringe of hot.
I don't know.
I don't think they're not going to go like out of nowhere, someone you've never heard of at all, ever. But maybe. Who knows? Yeah, it's his Xbox.
Tim says the Snyderverse that Kevin Smith has been talking about ever came, we wouldn't even be asking these questions. I don't know about that. The problem is that I don't know, like
got Garcia here.
I'm thinking like the Kevin Nolan Spider-Verse isn't even that good. Or Spider-Verse. Yeah. Kevin Nolan Batman universe. Like the Dark Knight was good, but that was pretty much it.
Tell him to sit down. Let's talk to him.
Even then you have people that'll argue that
Flip a chair.
It's all trash.
If I play the sound over just the speakers, does that fuck it up?
I don't know.
Probably, because it'll probably pick up in your mic and echo back through.
Can you guys hear it echoing back through?
No.
I can't right now, no.
Yeah, I got it going through, so.
It's fucking the legend.
The legend.
It's fucking Garcia.
Say what's up.
I thought Kyle's gonna be here. Like,
I'm gonna be there after we're done on the show.
Got all those toys, damn.
Yeah, right?
Freaking nerd.
Yeah.
You fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Hey, nice Elvira shirt.
Thanks. My sister got her for me for Christmas.
Mistress of the Dark.
That's one of those, another one of those really underrated comics. Old school Elvira comics. Those things were badass, man.
So here's one of these unsophisticated comic book reading millennials right here.
This kid's doing it right, man.
Right? What do you think, Garcia?
About what?
The whole Bill Maher thing.
What's going on with Bill
There
Maher?
you go, dude.
There you go.
Exactly.
Nick Jonas.
Nick
the
Jonas.
True millennial. He can complain all he wants. They don't give a shit about him. They're ready to sell their comic collection and move out of the state. Go follow the bands.
That's a lot more fun than reading comic books, isn't it?
Hey,
Kyle, are you still can I still carpool with you to Limp Bizkit?
I'm not going to Limp Bizkit. The fuck would I go see that for?
Yeah, sure.
Stupid 90s band. Yeah, you can come with me.
Yeah, but it's not for Kyle. It's for his kid. Because Kyle's kid wants to see Limp Bizkit.
No, we're really going to go see Killswitch Engage.
Yeah. I heard they totally changed their sound too. They're really mellow now.
Yeah. Still sounds fucking cool as shit, though. They still sound cool as shit.
Yeah.
So let's talk to some. So Garcia's decided he's not a big comic book guy anymore. What happened, Garcia? Can you tell us your story?
What do you mean? Like why I quit?
Yeah, what made you, you enjoyed reading comic books?
Just
what happened?
So much of a hassle every week. Like just spending like $60, $50 a week.
God damn, you spent that much? No wonder we stopped reading comic books. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I have OCD when it comes to comic books. Like I have to have every cover.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. Every variant, every cover.
Every new image book that's come out that week.
I have to get what's hot. Like I just have to, And then everyone else is like, it just gets really repetitive every week. So it just gets boring,
What gets boring?
Tim says, "Don't lie." Bill Maher got to him. We lost another one.
He took Garcia out of the bubble.
Yeah.
But I mean, is that just what you just got tired of buying them, or was it the stories? Was it art? Was it? I mean, you just what?
Like I only buy based on like cover artists, like the J. Scott Campbell or Adam Hughes. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Like I just have to really limit myself. Like just buy what I really, really like. You know?
That's how it should be anyway.
Hey, your dog wants to play, Brian.
That's because Garcia's there. Whenever someone comes over, dog gets super excited to play.
Yeah. Rick Simpson oil goes out of the picture at that point. I think another problem is comics have gotten shitty, man. I hate to say it.
Actually, no. Like, there's a bunch of good stories out.
Yeah, but there's too many shitty ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And it's like, and I think a big problem is switching artists, switching writers. So now you get used to this story of this flow with this writer and then this artist, and all of a sudden you open up the next issue and it's different. It's not the same. And when it feels off, it's hard to make that connection again. Like, like we were all reading Snyder and Capullo write Batman. It was awesome. And then, once it got towards the end, it started trickling off and it started changing, and it didn't have, like, you could tell when it started losing it, and it just wasn't the same. And I think that's what a lot of what's going on with, and I know you have to switch things up and you got to try things. You can't have the same old writers and the same old artists. But I think switching them up too quick, and it seems like these stories build up and then they peter out. Like you get all sucked in, and all of a sudden it was a great concept and you could tell, and then it like flatlines. And I think a lot of these stories, that's what happens, is they kind of flatline. And you've got to muscle through too many issues before it picks back up. Like I think that's one of the reasons why Matt had bailed on Flash, because it would go all right, and then it would peter out and you're like, shit. And then it would be hard to come back to it. And I think, I think that's one of the big problem with comics right now is it's hard to keep the stories going. Because how many true concepts can you have?
Well, and then there's a lot of concepts, or not concepts, but they're just throwing mud at a wall and seeing if it'll stick. You got a lot of shit stories out there. But the other thing is that is true is, Image does do a good job just allowing anybody to put out a book. So, there is good stories out there. And, yeah, a lot of them are getting made into the movies. But I don't know. Maybe that's another thing to say about this whole Bill Maher thing. Shit, half the really good movies that have been out in the last, 3 years or something have been either movies based on comic book characters or actual, stories that get started in the comics and that people just don't realize it. So, that's another crazy thing. Did you see that about Huck, Kyle?
What's that?
Being a movie, or it's optioned for a movie?
Yeah, they're optioning it.
So yeah, it's going to be on Netflix. It's part of the Malar World deal on Netflix. It's one of Netflix's first properties.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
It's a cool story. It's going to be a great 10 series or 10 episode series. It's a nice, lighthearted, pretty good story. I thoroughly enjoyed when it was coming out. I couldn't wait for the next issue.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kyle.
I said it was even one of those stories one of the very few stories that actually finished and ended very well. Like they kind of closed it up. They kind of left it a little bit open to continue, but they kind of closed everything up, and they kind of, it just didn't peter out.
But I think the problem is they're still burying relatively unknown talent. There's good talent out there that's great storytelling, but when you have like Marvel, DC, Image, these companies are looking at the writer names and they're trying to capitalize A off the name, B off the previous stories they've told, and C off of their ability to sell something that could be turned into a product for another medium, whether it be TV or movies. You still have a lot of relatively young talent out there, good talent with good ideas that's going unnoticed because these companies don't want to take a chance on them. Like if you look at, that's why you have people like Scott Snyder writing 15 different books. That's why you have Brian Michael Bendis writing 60 different books, is because their names they sell on name alone.
Well, Marvel gave that a try, and what did we all do to Marvel? They tried getting all these unknown writers and these unknown artists and these up and comings, and what happened? What did we all say?
Well, Donny Cates.
Yeah,
Donny Cates is killing it at Marvel. So, I mean,
but for a long time, what did we all say about Marvel?
Cena Grace is killing it at Marvel too, right? And Iceman, you're not getting the time of day really. Like they're not pushing those books the way they're pushing other books. You're not going to push a Cena Grace Iceman as hard as you're going to push a Brian Michael Bendis Spider-Man story, because the name isn't as hard selling.
I just think when Marvel did try to make the big jump to a lot of new artists and new writers, we went, Marvel's trash now, and everybody bailed, and people stopped buying it. And
they could try to control a lot on. I don't think Marvel's trash because they're trying to get new people. I think they're trash because they're trying to retell and rehash old stories. Like, did we really need another Civil War? Did we need another fucking whole run of Civil War 2 books?
I mean, that's what I found I didn't like the art, and none of these new stories were grabbing me.
Like, and it feels like even with Rebirth, like Rebirth was good for a little bit, and now it almost feels like DC's trying to work their back way to having another Crisis. Like they think like they need to have these big yearly event books to sell, and you don't need to have that. Look at one of the best. Gregory Schoen is the perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Oh, we should be getting his book.
How many times have we said this motherfucker needs to be in comics? Why isn't this motherfucker writing for Image? And what did he say? Image wouldn't give him the time of day.
Yep.
He's got all these people that love his book. He's barely had any negative reviews, and Image wouldn't even give him the time of day.
See, that doesn't make sense to me because, well, it makes sense to me, his part of it, but Todd McFarlane just put out that interview not too long ago with the guy from Complex. Did you guys see that interview?
Mm-mm.
So one of the guys, I think it might be the guy that started Complex. He went around and started doing these videos on YouTube where he interviews these, famous like innovators and everything and different things. You know what I mean? And one of the people he goes and talks to is Todd McFarlane, and it's really cool because they're sitting in Todd's office where he does all his sketching on that tablet thing he's got.
Uh-huh.
And so he's asking Todd about, why he decided to do this, why he decided this. But at one point they're talking about, why they decided to do Image. And Todd goes, it was weird because he almost made it, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's like, we'll give anybody a try they want, and we don't take any of the rights. We make hardly any money off of it. It's all 100% to them. And he acted like anybody can come to Image.
Yeah, because I think he said they only make enough money to pretty much cover printing costs.
Exactly. Yeah. So
when we interviewed him, he said, yeah, he tried, because that's what I said. I said, why isn't this at Image? And he said,
I remember that. Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah. So I mean,
fucking Todd's lying like a motherfucker.
Well, he's not lying, but it's your name. If your name is, Liefeld or Snyder or Jock or Bendis or anybody who's established, come and you have a personal project you want to do, come do it at Image. Yeah, we won't take anything from you. But if you're a virtually unknown who's trying to break into the market, have a nice fucking day.
Yeah.
And that's why you have so much good shit out there from people that are doing online comics, or they're with like what are some of these other smaller comic books companies?
Vault,
or thinking of one that starts with a T. Titan. So you've got all these other smaller comic book companies where all these fresh young talent are going to, and they're getting ripped off or jacked to being online only content. They're not even getting in published in stores because most comic book stores don't carry these companies.
But you know what is weird about that is that everything else has gone to online content. And if anything that should have been perfect for online content, it was comic books, and it hasn't caught on huge online content for comic books
because people still want them in their hand, and because there's still value behind them.
Yeah,
once they go on,
nothing will beat the feel of a paper book in your hand.
And with a virtual book, there's never going to be a true cost behind it.
About novels and shit, you know what I mean? Like they don't sell novels barely anymore. It's all on iPads and shit.
But like Kyle
a lot of
just
novels don't increase in value. They kind of just stay.
Bullshit, dude. You see, look what a first print Harry Potter sells for. A second.
How much would it be a first print digital Harry Potter be worth?
I understand, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's gone to that. that's where it's gone. Like they hardly print any physical hardback books anymore. You know what I mean? So
I have to agree with Kyle. I think it's just that the value, the physical value on the comic book, when you get into the scale of grading and getting it signed and the physical value on the comic book, there's just more upside for physical than digital.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I guess if you could only claim 10,000, like, and there was no way to reproduce it digitally, I guess you can kind of put a value on it because there's still only a limited number. But how would you be able to do that? You know what I mean?
Well, you would think that, like Matt was saying, at least the guys that aren't getting a shot in the physical floppy world should be putting out comics, and they should be, you know what I mean? People should be like, oh shit, have you, just like we do it with floppies or any other stories. Hey man, have you read this? And you know, why don't we hear that a lot about online for even the people that can't even, you know, put out physical copies? They can't afford it or whatever. It's weird. You know, you got people who are doing that with music and SoundCloud and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't really. I mean, I guess they don't really offer. At least I'm not aware of, other than like Kickstarter or GoFundMe, that would offer something like that.
Yeah. Well, shit. A lot of those comics that, you know, are getting big in the indie world right now come from Kickstarter. Look at that Rags, that book Rags.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was all from Kickstarter, you know. And look at where Ethan Van Sciver's going. He's doing all the Kickstarter stuff, and
I think that's what I think a lot of these younger dudes are turning to, instead of having the dream of going to San Diego with your portfolio and getting picked up and getting a deal and getting your comic published. They're doing it on their own.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of people in conventions peddling their own books and stuff, you know, because they're trying to do it on their own.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm sure that gets expensive. Like print costs alone's got to be expensive.
Yeah.
But it's like you guys were talking about on flip side has this, and it's kind of like what Garcia just said. This comic books as a hobby has become way too damn expensive.
Yeah,
it's only as expensive as you make it.
Garcia just basically confirmed the argument right there.
Yeah,
you know,
damn you, Garcia.
Everybody on the show used to go to weekly to get books. Everybody on the show used to. Every Wednesday, we would be in some shop somewhere picking up books.
Like I see people like this. I don't know. I see people like spending like $200 a week, and like I'd rather just use that money to save or for my car or something, for like a car payment or a concert, or not just comic.
That's you growing up.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
Then you'll hit a plateau where you're like, this sucks, and then you'll go back to comics.
Yeah, you go out, you go in, you go out.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
I don't know. I like having space for some reason. So comic books just, I don't know.
They take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yes,
they can fill up a kitchen island so fast.
Tell me about it. Jesus.
And piss your roommate off and cause him to scratch himself.
Yeah.
God damn you, Brian.
So, but yeah, what do we got next?
This is why we can't have nice things, Brian.
Because they take up too much space.
Because they take up too much space. I don't know. You're Mr. Show Organizer. What do you got left on your list?
I send it to you.
Oh,
yeah, but you run the show, bro.
Behind the scenes.
You got this. What do you got next?
I got this shit. God damn it, that means I have to get off of YouTube.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing on YouTube?
Oh, you did wrestling all weekend. Why don't you tell us about your wrestling extravaganza?
I was sick. The end.
Oh, come on, man. You did nothing but post fucking videos in our chat for 2 fucking days.
So, well,
to the point where I muted it and
nice. Yes, because you don't do that when you fucking go to a concert.
That's why I didn't say a word.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't say a fucking word because that's exactly what I said. I was like, oh, this is what it feels like, and I will never do it again.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it?
Well, I didn't do it for 2 straight days, so.
Well.
But I was like, but I understood, like, you, Lance, Andy, you guys all are into wrestling, so I understood the overabundance of videos because they were both getting excited about it. So
3 of the 5 people in that chat are into it. So
yeah, so I knew I was overruled. So all I did was click mute for 8 hours.
Well, I mean, it was fun. Like we went to WWE was here, and we went to NXT on Saturday night, and that was a blast. And like I was sick last week before the show started, and then I shouldn't have went to the shows, but I was like, fuck it, I spent money on this, and I was feeling better. I'm gonna go. So I went to NXT, and then like I don't like halfway through the show after screaming and yelling, like I couldn't breathe and I couldn't catch my breath, and it was just like.
Was your heart fluttering from seeing all those guys and no shirts all oiled up with shorty shorts on? And
but like it just like
I'm so close I could touch the oil.
It like just attacked me even harder. But then Sunday we went to the Royal Rumble, and
your heart was fluttering again for being so close.
We got upgraded to floor seats. We were in the stands and got upgraded to floor seats. So that was cool.
I could see their
packages. You guys all had signs.
No, we didn't have signs, but we were like right on the aisle. So when the wrestlers got tossed out of the Royal Rumble, they walked like right next to me. Like I was high-fiving them, and yep. Could smell the baby oil.
You were sniffing their man sweat.
Yep, the baby oil.
But was that a pay-per-view event?
It was.
Wow.
So we went and we were supposed to be in the stands, and they blocked off the section we were in because they didn't sell enough tickets. And the guy was like, "Oh, dude, how would you like to be upgraded?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, man, that sounds awesome." He's like, "All right, cool. Here's the best seats in the house." So we went over there, and these seats sucked. Like we went from like a perfect side view of the ring to like a corner view, and I was like, "These seats are trash." And so we went back, and we were like, "Dude, like if you're gonna give us an upgrade, give us a real upgrade because these seats here are trash." And he's like, "Well, the seats you paid for were only $20." I said, "No, sir, that is an incorrect statement." I hit him with the "No, sir, that is an incorrect statement." And he looks at me and he's like, "What?" I was like, "I paid $60 for those seats per ticket, so there's no way they were only $20 seats." And he's like, "Oh, well," he's like, "The ones we're giving you are 120." I go, "There's no way. They're about the same value because these seats are up higher and they're shittier view." And I was like, "Come on, man." It's like, if you're going to upgrade us and pitch an upgrade, give me a fucking upgrade. And he's like, "All right, cool." And he reached his back pockets and handed us 2 floor seats, which was cool. So like, you're sitting there having a good time. And as I'm watching, dude, and like Jeff Hardy, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, was wrestling, and he gets eliminated. He gets eliminated and he's coming by, and I've got my phone ready to like ask for a picture and take video and high five him. And next thing I know, I see like I went with my buddy Eric. I see his hands start flailing in the air, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I look over as he breaks his chair and falls backwards. So he's like on the ground. So like I'm pointing and laughing at him, and I look by just in time to like high five Jeff Hardy as he walked by, and I look back down at him and go, "You bastard, I missed getting a picture with him because I had to watch your ass fall on the floor." But I was just laughing at him the rest of the time that he fell on the floor and shit. But I got a free dope ass folding chair out of it. Let me see if I can get it.
It smells like man sweat.
Ugh.
Nice.
They let you take that?
Yeah.
Put that shit up on eBay, man. Make some money.
Yeah, so they let you take it home if you had one of the floor seat tickets. So
I did that at a Slipknot concert once, but they wouldn't let us take them home. But people were just ripping seats out of the fucking Celebrity Theater.
They wouldn't let you take the seat home.
We were supposed to rip them out of the Celebrity Theater.
That's a shocker.
I did that at the the Auction Pavilion when it was Compton Terrace.
Compton Terrace. Yeah.
No, it was the
Desert Sky.
It was Desert Sky.
Yeah,
it was for Lollapalooza. We had all ran up, and it was
Terrace before that.
No, Compton Terrace was out there by Firebird Lake.
Yeah, by the PIR, right?
That's where the festival concerts used to be.
Yeah, I remember
like where Metallica and Guns N' Roses and stuff played.
I was about to say I remember seeing Guns N' Roses there in late 80s, early 90s. Young kid.
But I think Green Day had come on. They were the first band at Lollapalooza the year I went and seen them, and we all had gone up front, but there wasn't enough room for all of us. So everybody started ripping the chairs out. And now up front, so now when you go, and I don't know if this is the contributing factor. So when you go to the front of the stage at auction, there's no, it's the pit area now. There's nothing there, but there used to be chairs. We ripped them out.
Did you get paid to rip them out?
I took it home. You want me to go grab it real quick?
Yeah, go grab it. Mine's just sitting right next to me, you bastard.
He didn't miss a beat. Man, that was fucking perfect.
Oh, man.
Mine was just sitting right here next to me, you bastard.
Yeah. Whatever. You waited a week to fucking shut that shit off.
Yeah, gee. Oh, I waited a week. When was the last time we recorded an episode, Kyle?
That's all right. That's fucking funny, though. But that's it, man.
I have Walking Dead figures too, Kyle. You want to see them? Let me go get them real quick. Let me put them up behind me too, you bastard.
Yeah, I didn't put them up behind me for the show. They were already there.
But yeah,
I just moved my chair around,
and I had to tote it around, and I felt pretty cool sitting and waiting for the light rail
on your chair.
Yeah, when the light rail was packed and there was no seats left, so I just unfolded my chair and sat down.
It'd been funny if you'd have forgot it.
I wouldn't have forgot it. I'd have been pissed. I thought about selling it on eBay though.
Fucking A, man.
Shipping would suck for that. I'd be. You know what I would do is I would buy it and then bitch about it when it came damaged.
Yeah.
The packing sucked. I want my money back.
Yeah.
Have you looked on eBay to see if they're on there?
No, I haven't.
That'd be kind of good.
They give them to everybody?
Only if you bought floor seats. Only if you had like.
You didn't buy a fucking floor seat. You should have left that shit there.
I got upgraded, son.
Upgrade.
Upgrade. It was their first. It was their first Royal Rumble in a baseball stadium.
Oh wow! I was hoping they might actually go old school and do Coliseum.
And it was funny because they were
did it
like
at the Bank One. I thought they did it at the basketball arena.
No, they did it at Chase Field.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're pretty. It's like 48,000 people. And they're like, that's something the Diamondbacks can't do on a good day.
They used to.
They can't sell. The Diamondbacks can't even come close to selling out that arena.
Yeah, because they haven't put together a 20-win season in 10 years.
They've almost made the playoffs a couple of years in a row, but they still suck.
They still suck. Let's see.
Taking shots now. I shouldn't talk about how bad the Diamondbacks are.
The Diamondbacks?
The Diamondbacks. The Matt Damon backs.
That's what I was about to say. The Matt Damon backs.
Yep.
They're coming. He's coming here. How do you like them apples?
Yeah. Applesauce, bitch.
You like apples? I don't know if they'll be on their jerseys.
I talked to a guy today at work that's never seen Mallrats.
Whoa, where's he? What rock has he been living under?
Right? I go, man, that reminds me of Mallrats. He goes, what's Mallrats? And I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious?
That's not that surprising, but it is what it isn't. Yeah.
That movie was fucking massive.
Everybody's seen
this
Mallrats.
Dude's our age. I couldn't believe he'd never seen it.
Not even on accident. Like, that's how I first watched it.
I just remember somebody telling us that the chick from Dazed and Confused tits were in
it.
I watched it. The first time I watched it, it was on. I was at my buddy Chuck's house.
Chuck.
And
I think Chuck's on the chat.
I think so. And he used to live with his girlfriend at the time, and her mom. And I remember what happened was when we would go do things is when she decided she wanted to fight with him. Chuck, I need to talk to you in the bathroom, which meant it was 2.5 hours of them fucking fighting. And I'd just sit there and fucking watch TV and just wait it out. Usually stoned out of my mind, you know? So I'm sitting there and fucking, I turn it. I get on the couch. Sure as shit. She walks out. Chuck, can I see you in the bathroom? So I fucking put on Mallrats and I was like, ha, this is the fucking funniest shit I ever seen. And I just sat there and watched Mallrats, and by the time it was over, the fight was pretty close to being done, and we left and we went to go do whatever our plans were that we didn't include her in. That's how I got introduced into Mallrats. So
interesting,
isn't it? I thought so. That's why I told the story.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't hear you because I was too busy hearing somebody
chewing ice
cube.
Oh shit! Was it that loud?
Yes.
Fucking A, dude.
You should shake your cup one more fucking time too.
You of all people have no fucking room to say a goddamn thing about that, Kyle.
Yeah, usually I can hear ice clinking in a glass somewhere.
Yeah, it's fucking Stinson.
Yeah.
So do you think with these, this is something Garcia can probably chime in on. So they've been releasing some really cool trailers for The Walking Dead. Like the last couple trailers have been fucking like awesome. Is this the introduction to us truly being let down, or do you think this is going to live up to the hype? And because I mean, so far it's been a good half of the season.
I think it relaunches the series.
Do you think it does?
I think it does.
What's
What do you
going
think,
on?
Garcia?
Let me know what's going on because I can't fucking watch that shit. It's so terrible.
I mean, the last couple trailers, I mean, they're really pushing the whispers hard. So, like, the last trailer was, what is it, issue 132, where they pull a shotgun out, and that's what they do in the trailer. So you're like, yeah. And I don't know, it's I've gotten super pumped for it, but
Did they introduce Samantha Morton yet? Chick playing Alpha?
No. When they come back, they will.
Yeah.
I think it'll revitalize the show, man. She's a great character. It's perfect to use Negan into the fucking fold as a good guy, you know? Replace Rick.
Do you think these what do you think, Garcia? Do you think these trailers are hyping us up for disappointment, or do you think they're hyping us up to bring on the what we used to love for The Walking Dead?
I haven't seen any of these trailers you're talking about.
Oh my god, dude.
I've been watching Death.
You fucking kill me, dude.
I don't know, like I'm pretty excited. Like I'm optimistic about the season because the last couple were pretty bad.
Oh, fucking A.
Oh, what is that?
Fucking A, dude.
Is that Culver's? Hey, why isn't there a fucking fourth one? I'm coming over.
I don't know which one it is. I don't know who's who. You got Reese's and Snickers.
Fucking Rick Simpson oil and fucking Culver's Blizzards. That's what YouTube fame gets. Yeah.
Scratch his balls and you get it.
Fucking dying over here.
Oh man.
I'm hoping this last half will be like the whispers will be like badass, you know. I'm hoping
What are you hoping that happens that makes the whispers badass? Because you've read all the comics, you know them.
I think you guys should have asked him if he washed his hands before he started eating those.
It was a long time ago since I read the comics.
Since you washed your hands.
Brian doesn't care. He's like, this is so good. I don't care if he washed his hands or not.
My gummy bears have kicked in. I'm eating.
Fucking A, man.
So I mean, you watched the first half of the season, right?
Yeah.
You just haven't seen the last couple of trailers that they've shown.
Any trailers. No, I've been watching Deadly Class.
I only watched the first 2 minutes of it. Then my DVR kicks off because it's on. The Magicians are on before it.
I'm too busy watching Hellier.
Yeah. But I mean,
I saved you about another 2 hours of your life. So.
Yeah. Now I that's one I get to keep.
Did they release all of Deadly Class together, or is it still a weekly show?
It's weekly.
It's only been 3 episodes, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think? I mean, what part of the whispers are you looking forward to seeing or happening?
Beta? Was that his name?
You're fucking killing me here, dude.
I want to see Beta and like Negan meeting Alpha, you know?
Yeah. Right before they fight and he tries to slit his throat.
Like she tries to yeah, exactly that.
You remember the last time you were on the show, Garcia?
No.
Yeah,
I'd black that traumatic experience out too.
You said your name twice.
I think you said more. You said more in the 20 minutes you've been there than you did the entire hour and a half episode.
I just got back to Tailgaters.
There you go.
Yeah.
Excuses.
It's the booze talking.
So why should we be watching Deadly Class?
Because it's good.
Never mind. So, Jesus Christ, dude. Let me see here. Yeah.
You sold me. That's a fantastic reason.
I'm gonna go back and watch all the episodes now. You're mad of so many words. So I was perusing the internet the other day. What?
Like the only thing that's like.
Oh, now okay, hold on. Everybody, stop. What? Go ahead, dude.
What's on point tonight, man?
I'm not drinking.
I know.
But no, I mean, like, I haven't watched any of the episodes. Only like the 2 minutes before my DVR kicks off after Magician. So all I see is like, I don't know if it's a highlight. I don't know if it's a beginning. I don't know how they start their shows. But I mean, what is it
going?
What? How's
Magicians going?
Different. It's odd. It's really cool. It's different than any other of the seasons, and it's worth watching this season because it's.
Is this the fourth or fifth season?
Fourth season.
Brian swoops in with that subject change to bail out Garcia because he's sinking faster than the Titanic.
Yeah, he hit that iceberg.
It's right ahead.
What do you mean we didn't get enough lifeboats on here?
Yeah.
But I was reading a story.
Holy shit, you were reading?
It happens. It had pictures, so I'm on unsophisticated trash. But it was there was a guy. It said a guy who was cosplaying as Mr. Freeze, and he was walking around doing cold puns, like he was going to change the stop sign to say freeze.
Yeah, because it was in the Midwest because of all the polar vortex they were in or whatever.
But I think I was reading it and I had to read one line twice, and I was like, "Fuck, this is probably a fake story."
It was mad fake.
I know it's mad fake, but it was. He walked up to a lady and says, "You need to cool it down on your makeup." And the people that were interviewing him said, the woman said that she should sue him. Said the woman that is wearing too much makeup. So I was like, fuck, you got me. And it was like the last line of the little article, but they said the police came and took him away, and he was saying cold puns all the way to the police station. I just thought that would be funny to see. You're walking into Walmart and it's 20 below zero, and there's this motherfucker saying, "Freeze!"
You know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
I don't know. I just thought that was fucking a funny story.
It's pretty funny.
I thought it was. But the only last thing I wanted to close with a Florida man story.
Oh, I was just looking at CBR, and it looks like Joe Quesada decided to take shots at Bill Maher from Stan Lee's memorial that took place last night.
There's an empty chair for him.
What an asshole.
Why is that? Why is he an asshole?
Because you're at his funeral. Don't talk about make somebody else a big deal at fucking his funeral.
Well, he was just at the memorial for him, and he took a picture of an empty seat and sent him a text. He said there's still time with an empty seat with your name on it if you want it, and I guess Bill Maher declined again. And he did it again with it. Hey, what was the last one? It says you're gonna miss a hell of an after party too. So I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Apparently, Brian thinks he's an asshole.
He is, man. You don't go to a fucking funeral for the great like Stan Lee and bring up Bill Maher.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's silly. But it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. The second part's cool.
The memorial part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you just killed the entire story, Brian. Good job.
I'm good at Hitler doing that.
I was gonna say you just fucking Hitler that story, man. I appreciate it.
What did you guys think of the Birds of Prey trailer?
That was a trailer
or teaser.
The 14 seconds.
Yeah. You got to pretty much see the entire cast of it.
I'm gonna wait till I see something else.
They didn't show Black Mask, did they?
I don't know if Black Mask is in it.
Yeah, he is, right?
Yeah, he's been confirmed.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, Ewan McGregor's playing him.
Oh, I'm not going to see it then.
Pass. That's a hard pass. I don't know. It looked like a fucking hodgepodge of bullshit for 20 seconds. That's what it looked like to me. I'm gonna wait for something a little bit longer and a little bit more.
Oh no.
That's probably all they had. They had filmed anyway. So.
Oh, Tim says yes. Ewan was in the trailer.
Damn.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Early Captain Marvels declare Goose steals the show, and Goose is the fucking cat.
That's stupid.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm gonna Hitler that one.
Oh my god, that needs to stop.
Oh man, fuck that.
You know what's sad? You said Captain Marvel, and the whole time I'm thinking about the Shazam movie.
That is real sad.
Yeah,
that's because you got Colbert's brain.
Yeah.
I got a cold for brain freeze. What do you think of the Birds of Prey trailer, Garcia?
I just watched it actually because I didn't see it like till I don't know, like the new. I don't know, comic book was like heating up, but because of the teaser. But I just started watching.
You don't collect comic books.
I don't collect comic books, but I still watch what's getting hot.
What was that?
It was like some Birds of I don't know.
Birds of Prey.
You didn't watch
Birds of Prey Oracle.
Yeah, it looks okay. I'm not really sold yet.
Is it new, old? What is it?
Yeah, it's the one from the Birds of Prey run.
That narrowed it down.
The when Barbara Gordon was Oracle and shit.
Oh.
Barbara Gordon's in Birds of Prey, right? Didn't they kind of tease it?
I think she's actually Oracle in the movie.
Yeah.
They're teasing her to fit in one of the last episodes of Gotham.
That series is done, right?
This is the last season. They're doing whatever they're doing. Are you guys watching the Orville?
No.
Fucking show is awesome.
I heard it's really good.
I was watching. It was on last night. I've been watching. I like it. I don't know. The doctor lady fell in love with the robot. So they're gonna have robot sex.
They got rid of the hot chick, so I stopped watching that show.
They put another decently hot chick in her place.
What happened to the original hot chick?
She left the show.
Yeah, she wasn't strong anymore, so because of the gravity of the spaceship, so she had to go back to her planet.
Guilt. I've only been arrested 14 times.
You've only been arrested 14 times. Because one wasn't good enough. You had to go for 14.
A lot more.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's way better than scratching his balls and sniffing his hand.
Save the show. Give this man a fucking $1.
I know. Fucking kick Garcia out of that chair and have him sit down.
He's a fucking genius, dude.
Hey, man, he farts in a bag and sells it to Japanese people.
He's a YouTube fucking. He is. He's fucking making money off this shit now.
No, I love that he just comes in. He's like, "Hey, Brian, you know I've only been arrested 14 times."
Oh, that's great. Good job.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
We had to change the name of the show.
Tim wants to know what's everyone's opinion of the Shazam trailer. I think it looks interesting. I'll see it. I think it's trying to be. I think they're trying to make DC's version of Deadpool, though. I think they're trying to make it real comedic, like Deadpool or Thor Ragnarok.
I think that they had to do that.
Right? Get away from the dark and broody.
They had to make it like big.
Broody.
Oh, dude, that's so good. I can't get over that.
Dude, I got to get a fucking milkshake on the way to your house now, Brian. Fucking
good
pissed.
shit, man.
You should pick me one up too and drop it off.
Yeah, I'll do that. Wait for it. It'll be like your run to KSC,
Yeah.
just a little bit longer.
And actually show up.
So they say James Gunn is completely redoing and they gave it the new Suicide Squad movie a release date.
Mm-hmm.
And they said he's redoing the whole thing.
Good.
Yeah, it's smart.
I bet you know what? I bet you they're gonna make it more Guardians of the Galaxy. With like I hope they do with that. I don't know. Actually, I don't hope they do.
I want it to be darker.
So are they gonna have Harley Quinn in that too?
Probably.
I don't know.
It's pretty smart to get just go get the guy that's gonna do it right.
I've only been arrested 13 times.
14.
He's doing that to
Or
fuck with
14
you guys,
times.
man.
I know he was.
It's really only 8.
Yeah.
He's embellishing.
Yeah.
But
I see. That's funny. That's funny.
all right, Garcia, give us some words of wisdom.
Isn't Ben Affleck isn't he done with Batman?
Is he? We talked about that right before you walked on.
Yeah.
Walked in.
Yes.
I didn't mention any of this stuff. Damn. It's just the next dude.
Thank you for your words of wisdom.
Yeah. So who plays Batman?
There's our new up and comer right there, Garcia.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, he's already Mysterio. Yeah, you do the same. You can do that shit they did with Captain America, right?
I'm telling you, but Kyle had a good one with Zac Efron. I think Nick Jonas, let Nick Jonas do it.
I think I saw something where they were hinting towards him too.
Yeah, he said he came out and said he wanted to do it.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I want to fucking do it too.
I think there's a long way for that, Kyle.
I'm an up and comer.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm a no name. They can cast this no name in it right now.
You're
Yeah.
a YouTube star, dude. You can't do that.
What?
YouTube star. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Damn it! I quit.
Bye.
I'm gonna Jose this shit.
Slayer says, "Oh, that's the scratch and sniff guy."
Oh man. So nobody went and got comics the other day, huh?
Nope.
That's probably a first.
What?
And nobody, not out of you, all of us, Garcia, nobody went and got comics.
I do about every 2 weeks. Every 2 to 3 weeks, I show up and grab them.
I go once a month, and it's the first Wednesday of the month when Walking Dead comes out. Otherwise, I don't go to the comic shop.
I bought that new Batgirl cover, the Art Germ. That's it.
You guys see the DC 1000 covers?
The
of them.
detective, yeah.
That art germ looks really good.
Yeah. There's a bunch of really good ones, like Ray Capullo, Jock.
How many covers are there?
Bunch.
A lot, yeah.
Warren Lau. He's
1,000?
I think they're going to do the same thing they did with Action.
Oh. And that really bombed on them.
Fucking A.
So hopefully they don't do that.
At least it isn't as bad as when Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man did let every comic store in the country have their own cover.
Oh.
I think Jesse's still giving away those books.
I think I've gotten 2 for free from him in like gift bags like that, like giveaway bags.
Yeah, you can't give them away fast enough, man.
No. I think I sold one on eBay for like $3 as a store variant.
Imagine be a completist picking that setup.
Oh, fuck that. That would make me quit buying comic books. Couldn't do it. I'd drive myself crazy.
Yep. That's basically what made us quit buying comic books, because they got saturated.
Too many covers, too many everything. I think they do need to go away from the store covers again, like everybody being able to fucking do it.
Well, the artists being able to do it now is saving a ton of money. I mean, giving them a ton of money.
Yeah.
So I don't see the stores being able to do it if the artists are going to do it like crazy, make a ton of money off of it.
Is that the snatch and scratch and sniff guy? That's funny.
What's the name?
All right.
It was him in the flesh.
And the flesh.
I was hoping we might get a Dan Miles appearance again.
No, he's like a leprechaun only once every 7 years.
A leprechaun?
Yep.
I'm going to call him more of a locust. No, I'm just playing. That would be cool if he did make an appearance, though. The Dan Miles appearance.
Dan's a good dude.
Yeah. So, I guess I'm going to close with the Florida man story now.
Let's hear it.
Says, Florida man finds World War II grenade and he takes it to Taco Bell. Like, first off, how do you find a World War II grenade in somewhere in the middle of fucking Florida?
Probably someone brought it home with them.
Yeah, or
And they decided just to say, fuck this thing?
Can you imagine that thing sitting around in some antique store for 30 years being a live grenade?
It could have just been like some dude found it. He's like, check this out, it's a grenade. And him and his buddy went to go throw it and it didn't go off and they couldn't find it again. And this dude just stumbles across it.
I'm going to take this to Taco Bell with me.
Did he try to use it to rob the store?
I want 17 tacos.
Oh. And you show me them boobies.
We're all going up in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want 32 chicken vaginas and you to show me them boobies.
I just thought that was fucking funny. Just like, hey, I found a grenade. Now it's time to go to Taco Bell.
Hell yeah, dude. You never had that before?
Nah.
That's the first place. Anytime I'm going to commit a crime, that's the first place I think of going after.
Taco Bell?
Taco Bell.
Well, yeah,
or during.
Gotta eat cheap. Gotta get that $5 box.
That's right.
So.
That's how you protect yourself when you're in prison is you eat Taco Bell on your way there and then you get the fucking runs and no one will want to touch you.
Oh, then they make you clean it up.
Yep.
I ain't cleaning it up. You're cleaning it up, boy.
That fucker chick frosted me like I was a fucking cake.
But that's that was my Florida man story.
Anybody got else? Anybody got anything else this week?
Nope.
I think Jose does. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he's too busy trying to get arrested for not streaking at the Waste Management Open.
That was last year. I thought that was a couple years ago, but that was last year.
Yep.
I passed on tickets for that.
So it happens when the police foil your plan and raid your sex dungeon because you were going to streak.
I mean, I only wanted to go for one reason, and that was it.
What, to streak?
No, that's what Jose was there for.
Oh, okay. To watch Jose streak?
Yeah. I wanted to see his little chimichanga.
There you go.
Now I wanted to go there and yell, Baba Booey! When they all swing. That's it.
And they get kicked out for being an asshole.
Well, what I was hoping for is they record it and then they send it to Howard Stern and then Howard Stern plays it on the show. Because it's become kind of a golf thing. When people swing, they go, Baba Booey! So, and he'd been playing it for years that they've like, there's some places though, they automatically kick you out, but the Waste Management Open isn't one of them.
Yeah, you have to threaten Tiger Woods to do that.
Is Garcia scratching himself back there?
We got another one?
I thought we were gonna fucking strike fire twice.
Serial scratcher.
That's
it's always in Brian's house in the same spot by his island.
That's the scratching post.
Comics.
Get out of those fucking comics, Garcia. But
all right. Well, that I guess that'll end our show for this week. I want to thank everyone hanging out in the chat. Hey, if we've been hanging out and having a great time tonight, I see we have quite a few people in chat, but only 4 likes. If you had a great time tonight, make sure you hit that like button. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We could use all of the subscribers we can get. Apparently,
my mom was in the chat, my dad was in the chat, and my nephew was in the chat.
The whole Stinson clan was in the chat, huh?
The clan, not that kind of clan.
The clan. Brian's ears perked up real quick. He's like, "What?
Hitler? What clan?
Hitler, what clan?"
Well, I think clan. I think a different type of clan. I think Brian McClay from the Clan McClay.
Sure, you do.
Whatever.
Isn't that what he said in Highlander?
Sure, you do.
You don't even do fucking Highlander.
If you had a good time tonight, make sure you hit that like button. This is your first time watching us live on YouTube. Asleep. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you like to listen to this podcast again or as in an audio form, you could do so on any website that you can download podcasts from. But for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, I'm Matt.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Jose.
And that's Garcia in the back.
I'm Jose. And we'll see you next time.